It's actually injection into the urethra, up the pee hole, Jesus. Now, things to avoid. I had a lot of amazing people reach out to help me, which was incredible. However, there was some advice that for my specific case was the wrong thing to do. And that was, how's it going, boys? As you know, on this channel, we focus a lot on penis enlargement. However, there are many penis enlargement injuries that might happen to you and you should avoid them. Today, we're going to be looking at a very interesting injury that I just came across here on the subreddit called A Gel For You. Now, one guy has something called the soft glans syndrome, the PE injury that most people don't know about but should. So this guy experienced a very interesting injury, and in this injury, he's actually getting fully erect. However, the head of his penis is still soft. So the whole penis would be erect besides the head of his penis, which is why it's called soft glans syndrome. And he's gotten this injury in a very interesting way, not the way you might expect. So when I first saw this injury, I thought to myself, he probably stretched his penis with a penis extender, and he pressed too much under the head of the penis, and that's how it happened. But I was wrong. And today I'm gonna tell you exactly how this injury happened so you guys can avoid that if you're into penis enlargement like I am. So I'm gonna read the subreddit for you pretty quickly. Hey guys, so as many of you know, I dealt with soft glans syndrome, SCG, last week, and boy was it extremely stressful. Yeah, no wonder. If the head of your penis is basically not getting hard, imagine how weird your dick would look like. Unfortunately, he didn't post any photos of how it looks like. What was worse is that I honestly couldn't find much about it at all in medical literature or in forums, etc. So I wanted to compile some data that I found to hopefully help prevent anyone else from going through this, but also help someone else who might deal with it. First of all, what is it? Soft glans syndrome, aka floppy glans syndrome, may be defined as a sexual arousal disorder in which the corpora cavernosa, CC, of the penis are fully erect, but the corpus spongiosum, whatever you call it, and the glans, head of the penis, remain soft and sometimes cold. This soft glans is independent of sexual arousal, aka no matter how turned on or how hard the rest of your dick is, your glans, the head of your dick, and that corpus spongiosum, whatever it is, remains soft. PDE5 inhibitor medications like Viagra or Cialis usually have no effect in improving this condition. This is also known to be a component to hard flaccid. So you're basically hard and flaccid at the same time. One part of your dick is hard, the other part is flaccid. Important fact, a key thing to keep in mind is that your glans and the CS are supposed to be naturally softer than your CC, corpora cavernosa, during an erection. So basically the body of your dick is naturally harder than the head of your dick during the erection. It shouldn't be the same hardness. Your CC pressure can reach as high as 100 mmHg during erection and over 1000 mmHg during external compression associated with sex, whereas the CS, which is the head, reaches pressure of 20 mmH only. So basically 20% during erection and only 30 mmH during compression during sex. So much less erect than the body of your penis. So your glans is not supposed to be as hard as the rest of shaft. That being said, your glans should still inflate and be hard enough for penetrative sex. Now, the causes for this syndrome. Onset can often come after trauma, especially to the trauma at the base of the erect penis. So the trauma comes at the base and not at the head of the erect penis. The damage affecting the dorsal artery of the penis, the bulbourethral pudendal arteries, I have no idea what the hell is that, pudendal and dorsal nerve of the penis. So whatever, it's some medical terms, we're gonna figure out which part of the penis actually gets damaged. Relating to PE, I believe the main cause of the pelvic floor dysfunction, in particular hypertonic pelvis from excessive Kegel. Stay with me here because I'm going to try and break this down without getting too scientific. Okay, I'm not gonna read the terms here because it's not gonna sound like anything to you. So the BCM and the BSM is a muscle located in the pelvic floor responsible for contracting and expelling the last drops of urine or semen. When performing a Kegel exercise, this is the major muscle contracted. The problem is this muscle aligns the CS. So if you have a hypertonic too tight BSM, it will literally contract down on the CS and prevent the vasculature to appropriately dilate during an erection. Therefore, the CS and glans do not engorge during an erection, causing SCG, which is a syndrome that he has. This is why I recommend caution with just blindly doing Kegel as part of your PE routine. Trauma or surgery to the pelvic area causes the nerves in the area to not function correctly, to cause CS to fill. Similarly, scarring or fibrosis in the pelvic area after trauma can prevent appropriate blood flow, allowing the structure to fill. Neurologic injury, including nerve responsible for the erection process of CS, are damaged. Now, how to diagnose this problem? In my opinion, it's pretty self-evident. You get hard, but yet CS and glans don't engorge at all. You don't need fancy diagnosis tests. However, there are tests like spongiography, where medicine is used to induce erection and contrast is injected into the penis to detect things like veno-occlusive dysfunction or fibrosis. Thermal imaging can also be helpful in diagnosis. But as he said, to actually know that, you basically have to look at your dick and to understand that the head is not getting inflated. Now about the treatment. Most guys importantly treat the underlying cause. In my case, it was a super tight hypertonic pelvic floor from doing conscious and subconscious Kegel during PE training, especially clamping. Once I did reverse Kegel and pelvic floor stretches, my issues resolved. So basically, reverse Kegels is practicing relaxation exercises for the pelvic floor. I also believe some of my issues were from acute inflammation of the pelvic floor. I had been tightening my pelvic floor through Kegels, then I did a stationary bike after a heavy leg day in the gym for the first time over 2 weeks. The bike seat placed added pressure and irritation to my BSM, causing my issue to actually worsen. I took what's called a Midoral dose pack to reduce inflammation and did notice a dramatic improvement within about 4 days. One of my closest friends is a physical medicine and rehab doc, so made it easy. I don't recommend corticosteroids for your average person suffering from this. I had acute pain in my taint, so I knew there was a muscle inflammation and talked to my doctor before going on them. So again, in this article, you should probably not follow what he did. It's just basically a warning what might happen from excessive Kegel exercises. And if you do face this SGS, what he actually faced, you probably should see a doctor before taking any medications or doing anything yourself. PDE5 inhibitor medications can help with certain types of SGS. There is a type of treatment called medical urethra system for erection or muse. It's actually injection into the urethra, up the pee hole, Jesus. Administration of the alprostadil PDE5I, which has been proven to help SGS in 60% of patients in a clinical trial. Now, things to avoid. I had a lot of amazing people reach out to help me, which was incredible. However, there was some advice that for my specific case was the wrong thing to do, and that was pelvic massage and Kegels. Kegel was causing the problem, so doing more Kegel would probably worsen the problem. I massaged my pelvic area, which immediately made the pain and inflammation worse. Every time I did a Kegel, it hurt like hell, so I knew not to do it. That being said, if you have SGS, I strongly recommend caution before doing Kegels. If you have only tight pelvis with no inflammation, perhaps pelvic floor massage can help, but use caution before pursuing this also. Stretching is a much better option in my opinion. So needless to say, quite an interesting post. I never heard about this syndrome before, the fact that you can actually be hard but the head of your penis is not. I never heard about such inflammation from actual exercises without using devices. Now, I don't know if clamping was the actual reason behind it or the Kegel exercises. I find it difficult to believe that the Kegel exercises might cause it. I don't know what kind of routine for Kegel exercises he was doing, but apparently he was doing a massive overkill to get to this condition. But anyway, I really wanted to shed light on this problem just in case any of you guys face it in the future. Maybe you can know what to do, or perhaps you can come back to this post on Reddit and contact this guy and maybe, he will give you some better suggestions. Regardless, if you guys like this video, you want me to make more videos like this one, basically sharing some issues in the penis enlargement community, let me know by writing a comment in the comment section below. If you like this video, you want me to make more videos like this one, make sure to like it and also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you feel like seeing more videos like this one. And anyways, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye-bye.